Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein releases a statement, and we have to read it.
From the desk of Harvey Weinstein.
Polanski has served his time and must be freed. It's a shocking way to treat a man who went through the Holocaust and his wife's murder. Roman Polanski is a man who cares deeply about his art and its place in this world. What happened to him on his incredible path is filled with tragedy. And most men would have collapsed. Instead, he became a great artist and continues to make great films. Now, Thierry Frémaux, the director of the Cannes Film Festival, and I are calling on every U.S. filmmaker to lobby against any move to bring Polanski back to the U.S., where he could face life in jail. Oh, my God. Whatever you think about the so-called crime, Polanski has served his time. So-called crime. All right, let's stop right there. So-called crime. Minimizing the non-traditional penetration of a 13-year-old girl who's been given Quaalude and champagne. That's what Weinstein calls a so-called crime. A deal was made with the judge, and the deal is not being honored. The theory going around is that the reason Switzerland cooperated and acted on a long-standing extradition order with the United States this time was because of their own troubles in the financial crisis. So? I hope the U.S. government acts swiftly because filmmakers are looking for justice to be properly served.
Filmmakers are looking for justice! Filmmakers are looking for justice!
Assemble now!
Who cares?
Let's pick it.
You guys make films.
I want to pick a
That's
sign.
almost as less important than what we do.
Come on. Yeah, really.
In the scale of things, my goodness. Who cares? Filmmaker. You say that they're in their bubble. They think they're so important because they make films.
From the desk of
It
Harvey
goes on.
Weinstein.
You think he's in a bubble now. Read on.
I will be organizing the effort myself by emailing everybody I know to sign the petition.
Uh-oh.
And I know that Thierry Frémaux has got hold of Nicolas Sarkozy. Wow. Now, first of all, I don't think Sarkozy is going to react very well to Weinstein saying that some guy has got hold of him, right?
Oh, my goodness. He's the Jew from Hollywood.
You know what I mean?
Sarkozy's Jewish, so he could be a little sympathetic to that.
There you go.
Yeah, but Sarkozy doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who wants people to think that someone has a hold on him. He's the leader of the country, right?
He's a little guy with a little bit of a complex.
Right. So he's not going to want to
No, not at all.
want the public to think that perhaps one of those Napoleon-type complexes.
He is, yeah.
We will have to speak to our leaders as well, particularly in California. I'm not too shy to go and talk to the governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and ask him once and for all to look at this.
Filmmakers want justice!
The problem is to do with the legal switch situation in the state. They are doing this because they want a circus to make their toughness overt, and that is where I draw the line. This is the government of the United States not giving its word and recanting on a deal, and it is the government acting irresponsibly and criminally. Really? Really? It is shocking to treat such a man. Polanski went through the Holocaust and the murder of his wife Sharon Tate by the Manson family. How do you go from the Holocaust to the Manson family with any sort of dignity? In those circumstances, most people could not contribute to art and make the kind of beautiful movies he continues to make. My goodness, what a loss it would be to not have another Polanski film. He didn't write that. I'm just reading into his mind. Back to the letter. I remember when I took Quentin Tarantino with me to a very private screening of the documentary Roman Polanski, Wanted and Desired.
God, are you kidding me?
Which shows some of the legal irregularities of his case. I was involved by the film, and it was an amazing experience to see people weep at the end of it. Warren Beatty and Robert Evans were there, too, and you can feel the sense of injustice from these people who were part of Polanski's life.
They were crying because they were outside and didn't know where they were. My God. Was Warren Beatty 90 at this point with the same face as a 20-year-old?
They know that, at heart, he is a humanist.
A humanist. He's raising money for the Human Fund.
First of all, they're basing everything, every viewpoint they have of this case on
this
film.
movie.
On this film.
Have you seen it?
No, I have not
It's
seen
very
it.
compelling.
It's probably a very compelling film, and it's very, very compelling, like a Michael Moore film is very compelling, and an Al Gore film is very compelling. It's a film! When Martin Scorsese was up to win Best Director for Gangs of New York, we faced Polanski and The Pianist. We were campaigning hard for Marty because he had never won Best Director. But when Marty lost to Roman, he turned to me and said, I'm so happy right now. Of all the people in the world I want to lose to, it's Roman. You have to understand.
I'm so happy that one.
This is supposed to be an argument for why you should sign the petition right here.
And Martin says to me, I'm so happy that one.
You have to understand that Polanski's films have influenced me as an artist all these years, and his terrible political situation has been something we have all had to suffer through. We won because Roman won. His political situation, how is sex with a 13-year-old girl politics? This is so... This tells you everything you need to know about these
gotta
people.
tell you, it really is like Bizarro World with this case. Like, the facts are there. The kid is 13. What more do you need to know?
I think the reason we could all be on Polanski's side over this is not due to what happened in 1977. Let's ignore the rape of the child. That is irrelevant to the discussion, ladies and gentlemen. It's to do with the fact that the punishment for what happened so many years ago has already been decided. The deal was that if he spent time in prison, which he did pre-sentencing, his sentence would be commuted. But when he came back to sentencing, the judge went back on the deal. Forget about the 70s era and whether this is excusable. This is a miscarriage of justice, and the government is making him a scapegoat. This happens all the time. In jurisdiction after jurisdiction. A plea deal is entered between prosecutors and a defendant. The plea is placed on the record. Then a date is set for sentencing. The judge has time to read a pre-sentence investigation. The judge has time to weigh the aggravating and mitigating factors. The judge has an opportunity to read legal briefs from both sides. Then the judge has the final word. The judge can comply with the plea deal and accept it, or the judge can reject it. Upon rejection, the defendant can then withdraw their guilty plea or accept whatever punishment the judge is inclined to give. And the judge will give you a little heads up on that. In this case, the judge felt that a child rapist deserves a little bit more time in prison.